Are you looking for the best bookshelf speakers under $200? In this video, we will look at some of the 7 best speakers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Edifier R1280T Powered Bookshelf Speakers. On the surface, the Edifier R1280T looks like a pretty conventional set of bookshelf speakers. But the quality of the build ensures that these are some of the top bookshelf speakers under $200. In fact, the cost of these powered speakers is under $100. Their relatively small size means they can function as dedicated speakers for your computer, TV, or turntable, and they can be easily swapped out from one device to another on the fly. The presence of two AUX outputs allows you to connect them to 2 sources at the same time. These speakers aren't going to be powerful enough to serve as the cornerstone of your home theater setup, but the great performance is more than capable of working in smaller spaces. There's a neutral sound catered towards discerning listeners, and while the bass is a bit muted, the highs and the mids come through with some of the best type of clarity. It also features wireless remote control to help you tune your music volume without any manual stress. At number 2. Edifier R1700BT Bluetooth Bookshelf Speakers. If you're willing to sink an extra $50 into your investment, you can get your hands on one of the best bookshelf speakers that builds off the already great design of the R1280T model and adds in wireless support. The Edifier R1700BT is a phenomenal pair of wireless bookshelf speakers. They add a sense of style that goes beyond what their wired brethren offers. That extends to both the finish and the cutely aerodynamic design that still manages to hold on to its classic sensibilities. But performance is what really matters, and these speakers retain much of what makes the R1700BT one of the best models under $200. Phenomenal clarity in the high and mid ranges of the frequency response range, solid bass performance, and a nice balance between warmth and neutrality. The fact that you get a wireless remote control and you can stream music directly from your phone through these Bluetooth bookshelf speakers is just an icing on the cake. At number 3. Sony SSCS5 3-way 3-driver bookshelf speaker. Sony's SSCS5 takes an interesting approach to the 3-way bookshelf speaker formula. Rather than devote the third driver to the lows, Sony has opted to include an additional soft dome tweeter. The result is one of the best, exceptional frequency response ceiling. However, it can sometimes struggle to capture the complexity of bass on the deeper end of the register. But since these are the best bookshelf speakers under $200, these sound machines are probably best paired with a dedicated subwoofer. That may raise the ultimate cost of your stereo setup a little bit, but these black speakers alone are still a steal at just over $100. The relatively low decibel level means they're most appropriately used in smaller spaces. But the fact is that the unique design makes these speakers one of a kind. If you're looking for a level of meticulous detail on the highs for a budget price that's under $200, the SSCS5 is the best way to go. At number 4. Polk Audio T15 100-watt bookshelf speakers. You shouldn't come to the T15S by Polk Audio expecting the best in sound reproduction. But you might be surprised to find out how smartly these speakers are built and how good the sound they produce is, all for well under $200. With these powered speakers now going for half their original price, they're undoubtedly one of the best deals on speakers you'll find anywhere. The T15 sounds better when elevated, and they fortunately come ready to be mounted on the wall right out of the box. At their core, these are pretty simplistically designed speakers. But that simplicity allows Polk to focus on getting the fundamentals right and providing a decent clarity of sound. In that regard, they succeeded. There's a decent sense of quality across the entire frequency spectrum, but they really excel when given some room to work with. Larger rooms will benefit from the depth of coverage they offer as well as their expansive soundstage. At number 5. Edifier R1280dB Bluetooth Bookshelf Speakers. The R1280dB is another pair of the best Bluetooth speakers from Edifier. In addition to costing marginally less than the R1700BT and still being under $200, these bookshelf stereo speakers managed to develop an identity of their own. They could rightly be called budget audiophile speakers. Because while they can't necessarily compete with speakers way above $200, there's a distinct warmth and richness to their performance that's not readily available in their contemporaries. That's especially true when you listen to the mids. Just don't expect to get a rattling experience from the R1280dB. The relatively muted bass means they aren't going to get the party started with your favorite rap beats or create the sort of shuddering performance you'd expect from your favorite action movies. But the handsome design, oral performance, and exceptional build of these under $200 speakers makes them real winners. The generous variety of inputs also makes for a similarly strong argument. At number 6. Edifier R1850dB Active Bookshelf Speakers. The last set of Edifier speakers on our list of the best speakers under $200 stand out distinctly from their competitors at first blush. The black matte design suggests a sleeker and more modern approach. It's a decision that reflects their beefier performance. The R18050dB can provide you with a loud experience if you need them to. And the huge range of inputs aligned on the back allow them to hook up to just about any source imaginable. This pair of speakers is a real pinch hitter, capable of serving just about any role in your home. But Edifier has kept things the same in the qualities that are important. The drivers are angled similarly to their contemporaries to offer a better acoustic flow, and despite these being one of the best and definitely the most expensive Edifiers on our list, they still dramatically outperform what should be expected from their price. You'd have to search hard to find better active bookshelf speakers under $200. At number 7. Klipsch R15M Bookshelf Speaker. These R15M speakers stand head and shoulders above their contemporaries in terms of aesthetics. While many bookshelf speakers under $200 sacrifice good looks for the sake of functionality, the combination of black vinyl and copper that make up the design of these speakers make them as much a conversation piece as a piece of sound equipment. Of course, that wouldn't mean much if they don't have the power to offer a matching sound performance. Fortunately, these passive speakers really bring the noise with them. With the right amplifier, they can push out a respectable 340 watts together. And while they may be under $200 models, they could reasonably function as studio monitors in a pinch. The sound quality here is resoundingly clean. The treble offers a particularly clean and appealing experience. And while the bass is a little underwhelming in comparison, it's more just a counterpoint to the absolute quality of the highs rather than a deficit.